All right, so here's what we got going on with the 86 RM125. So I did manage to get her started today. It's been in the 30s all day, so it's been cold. Now, when I bought this bike, I bought it without even hearing it run. I bought the bike from a friend of mine, so he had sent me a video of it running. So, so when I got it today, even though it's cold, and I think the bike hasn't run in probably 3 months, it had a fouled plug. I couldn't get it to start. I kicked it and kicked it and kicked it, couldn't get it to start. Put a new plug in it, got her running, and she started peeing coolant from the weep hole on the bottom of the water pump there, and had a little bit of splooge coming out of the exhaust. But other than that, I think I have a pretty good bike to start with. I don't know how far I really want to take it. My Suzuki, my 89, is not a perfect bike. It could really use a good powder coated frame, for me to take it apart and powder coat the frame. But I'm pretty good about cleaning my bikes. Usually when I'm done, I wipe them down in WD-40 and everything. So there's some spots on this frame, where a little bit of rust is forming, but I really just try to keep this bike mechanically solid. It runs really good. It's got all the suspension done and all that stuff. Now this one, I really don't know how far I want to take it. This one's already had the frame powder coated, so it looks super good, and the plastics are very shiny. Really happy with the plastics on this bike, and the fact that they're original. This bike doesn't need a whole lot more. The shock's been rebuilt. It's got a new chain and sprocket. The hubs are done. The radiator is kind of got a little bend in it. Like I said, I'm just kind of torn on how far to take this bike. I really just want it to be mechanically sound and operate like it should. Looks are kind of, I want it to look good, but I really want it to be mechanically solid. So I'm definitely going to address this water pump. Got to knock that out. Want to get the decals. But the radiator's not leaking. But I just want to get that taken care of. The brake reservoir, master cylinder, it's all glued up with some kind of JB weld. I'll probably want to get that addressed. The kill switch, when I got this bike running today, I couldn't kill it. I couldn't shut it off. I had to unplug the spark plug. So this kill switch, I'm probably going to replace it. That's why I got the cover off here. I'm probably going to pull the tank off, and but she's a little sploogey. She blasted a little bit of splooge, a little bit of drippage. That's probably most likely jetting. The bike sounded super crisp, super tight, not rattly. It sounded really, really healthy, and it idled good. But I saw her puking coolant from the weep hole. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've done a water pump on a Suzuki. I had a Suzuki Quadzilla, and I had to remove the whole clutch cover. And it's been 10 years since I've done one. And I imagine this one's the same. It was like you had an oil seal on the transmission side of the pump. Then you had a coolant seal, and then you have the bearing. Then you have the impeller shaft. I assume this one's the same. My Quadzilla was an absolute mess doing it on it. The housing looked really bad. It had been done before, and somebody just chiseled the crap out of it, and ruined it. But this one's leaking. I'm going to get it taken care of. It's January, and it's cold, and the weather sucks. So this is really the time to go through this bike and take care of it. See that, man? Look at that tank. That is just mint. These are peeling off. I had seen some people, they buy the ones that cover the whole thing. That's probably the route I'm going to take. Even though these plastics are pretty good, but at least if I cover the whole thing, it'll protect them. Same goes for the number plate. They make them where a yellow decal just covers all of this, and then you have the black background. But yeah, I'm excited. I got this bike for $2,400. I feel like I did pretty good. In today's economy, which is horrible. I don't care what Joe Biden says. The economy sucks. Everything's expensive. But it's got new spokes. Hubs are good. So I might replace this coolant hose. It's got a little split right here. It's not leaking. I'm going to try to run it, but I do have some coolant hoses that have similar bends. They came off my son's KX125 that he had years ago. I replaced them all, but they're in good shape. I think it's got the same bends as this. I'm going to look at it, but if it's not leaking, I'm not going to replace it. So, but this is it. I was hoping to do a little running video. I do have another seat cover. This is the original seat cover, I think. Looks like it. It's got some tears, and I do have a replacement. And I happen to see this. It's a little bit wet right under the boot. I don't know if that's just from it being cold and stuff, but I think the guy I got the bike from, he does suspension. He does like Olin's, and he does super good work. I assume he did the seals, the fork seals on this. Then again, he might not have. I don't know. Either way, I wasn't really planning on another project bike for a while. But if I'm going to have a project bike, this is a pretty good one to have. But I just thought I'd do another video on the running, having it running and everything. You know, these bikes are so easy. I wish today's bikes were this simple. I'm not sure, but I think there's some kind of seal here. Mine is not there. Let me see if there we go. A little bit of splooge there. I think there's supposed to be a seal there. I really don't know, but I gotta get that addressed. I just know I'm gonna have splooge dripping all down this pipe, and it's gonna make it fun for cleaning. And you know, this bike has had the attention of having the frame powder coated. You know, why not go the extra mile and take care of little things like this? You know, at least it's got the stock muffler on there. I think it's gonna be a good one. Got the new roller there. Radiator, I don't know. It's bent. I don't know if I can. I don't know. It's not. I don't see it leaking. Maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't really run it long enough to see, because when I got the bike, it didn't have any coolant in it. It's because he had water in it and went ahead and drained the water so he didn't crack anything in this cold. See, he used all these good bolts. These bolts look really good. And he did it on this side too. Good bolts. So, like I said, you know, I think if I'm going to have a project bike, this is the one to have. Where it's, I don't know, I'd say it's about 95% restored. I'd say 90. But, it's easy. I think it's going to be an easy one. Especially considering 1986, you know, that's 38 years ago. And, finding these, period, in any kind of condition is not easy. So, really cool. We're going to do something cool with this thing. But yeah, I had her running today. She sounded good, idled good. Just puked coolant everywhere. Anyways, I will let y'all go. I'm not real big on the YouTube. I've never asked for anybody to subscribe to me. It's not like I really planned on making a career off of it. I know a lot of people do. I don't foresee me doing that, but for the subscribers that I have, guys, I appreciate it. It's much appreciated, and I guess I'll say what everybody else says, you know. Please click that like button and subscribe, and you know, like I said, I don't do it a whole lot. I don't put out a whole lot of content. Maybe I need to. I don't really have a setup for anything. I mainly do it with my phone. But, you know, it is what it is. I appreciate all you guys. We will see y'all later.